Hi, this is Lisa from Raydiance, and I'm here today to show you how to curl your hairpiece with hot rollers. But first, I want to remind you to review the very first video that we did on washing and pinning instructions on your canvas block. I think it might be a good review for you, okay? So what we're going to do is, my client here parts from right to left. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to demonstrate this side, which is here's her temple, here's her side, okay, to show you how I go about doing it. So we're going to demonstrate all three roller sizes, which I did in a previous video. And this way you'll be able to see what the actual curl will look like. So I'm going to do one of the jumbo, one of the large, one of the medium, and one of the small. All right, so first what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my section right here, and I'm going to use this with the jumbo. I'm going to comb it out. I'm going to wet it down, get it a little bit wet, mist, with my spray bottle. I'm going to grab a end paper. I'm going to fold my ends so it wraps the ends of the hair. I want you to notice how nice and taut it is, and notice how I'm going on a 45-degree angle, keeping it nice and taut. That's going to create a better curl. So rule of thumb, if your hot roller is too hot and it's burning your hands, it's going to be too hot for the hairpiece. So it should never be burning your hands. You should be able to work it. So I'm going to hold my roller. Having the end paper a little bit on the moist side is going to help roll it around the velvet. So notice the tautness. I still keep it nice and taut. Slowly roll that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my clip, my hot roller clip. Again, I demonstrated earlier that you're going to take the small part, and that's going to touch the canvas block. The large part is going to touch the top of the roller and the hair. And then you just kind of give it a little squeeze, and it's going to stay right there. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move to my second section. I'm going to repeat my process. I'm going to grab my section. Now my section is about a 1-inch section. I'm going to wet it down. I'm going to comb it through one more time. Make sure I have all my little hairs. I'm going to grab my end paper. Now I'm going to use what they considered a large hot roller. Again, notice the tautness. I'm going to take that end paper to the end of the hair. I'm going to roll it around the velvet roller. I'm going to keep my tautness nice and taut. That's the key to this. And then I'm going to hold it onto the block there for a second. I'm going to grab my clip. Short goes to the base of the canvas block, and the top goes on top there. Just kind of hold it just like that. Now I'm going to do my other section, which will be with, this was considered a jumbo, this is considered a large. Now I'm going to move on to a medium size. Angle my head. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go grab my medium size roller. There we go. We're just going to repeat that process again, keeping it nice and taut. I'm going to put my clip there real quick, and then I'm going to do one last one, which is going to be the small one. And then that way you're going to make the determination on what size is going to work best for you, okay? That has to be your decision. You've got to make that determination. And what I would suggest is that you experiment. Keeping this nice and taut. Here's my roller. I'm wrapping around it. And now I'm on my last one. There we go. So when we release this, you're going to be able to see it in the next sequence. This is a jumbo, this is a large, this is a medium, and this is a small. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to release the rollers so that you can actually see the curl definition. So again, this is the jumbo. You release it this way, take your clip out, release the roller, and you can see that this is just considered body, just very slight body, no real curl. This is considered a large. I'm going to hold the roller. I'm going to take my clip off, and then I'm going to release my roller, pull it down, and you can see that this has got a little bit more definition of curl. All right, but still on the large side. Now here is the medium roller. I'm going to release my clip. I'm going to pull that out, and this will be a little bit more of a tighter curl, sort of that beach wave look that women are into right now. Now this one here, the smaller one, that's going to be a lot tighter. So I'm going to release that curl, and this is for someone who actually has a lot of tight curl. You can see my spring action, how tight that is compared to like this one, or even the body one. So again, this is body, this is a large curl, this is a medium curl, this is a tight curl. You have to make the determination on what is going to best work for your particular style, all right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to explain to you the importance of creating a nice camouflage front hairline. So what I'm going to do first is my client breaks from right to left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the wrong way first, and then I'm going to show you the correct way. So at any given point in wearing a hairpiece, all right, or a wig, you always want to help camouflage your front hairline. My rule of thumb is if you have hair, you need to utilize it, and then have your own hair in front of the hairpiece. So again, my client breaks from right to left. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how you over direct it. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of water on both sides. So here is my hairline. When I do my roller, I'm actually going to be 1 inch in front of that hairline. What that's going to produce is it's going to produce a camouflaged hairline. So let me demonstrate. So I'm going to first, again, I'm going to show you the wrong way. So if you were to lift up straight up like this and take your end paper and do it straight up like this, and you put your roller in it, you're actually going to produce a hard edge. So I want you to see how that edge is showing. All right, so no matter what curl I put in it, what roller, whether it be a jumbo, large, medium, small, it doesn't make a difference. You don't want this. You want what's called an over direction. So now I'm going to demonstrate that for you. So what you do is you take your hair, you moisten it, and you want to bring it straight out. You want to keep it taut, and I'm going to take my end paper. I'm going to use my same technique that I showed you in my last video. Whoops, my end paper just died. Do another one. So you're going to take your end paper. I'm going to take my large roller, and I'm going to pull that nice and taut. See how the damp tissue paper wraps around that velvet roller nicely? But notice how taut I am, and I take my time rolling that up slowly. So now notice where my actual hairline is to the hairpiece to where my roller is. That's called an over direction. So when the curl takes place, it's going to be nice and camouflaged. Again, I want to remind you that the short end is closest to the block, and the tall tines are on top of the hair. So you just give that a little squeeze and it rests just like that. So that's one. I'm on the left side of the break. Now I'm gonna go on the right side of the break. So I'm gonna take my hair, I'm gonna over direct it. I'm gonna wet it down. Notice my over direction. Notice how taut I have the hair. I'm gonna wrap my end paper around it. I'm gonna grab my roller. I'm gonna pull it all the way to the ends, keeping it nice and taut. I'm slowly going to roll that roller up, keeping everything nice and taut. That's the key. But now I'm gonna stop before I get to that edge. So notice my over direction again. Again, that helps with a very camouflage front hairline. I'm gonna take my small tines. They're gonna rest on the head. My larger tines are gonna be on top. Just give it a little squeeze and it will stay in place. Now I'm gonna move toward my other side of my hairline here. I'm gonna take my section again. I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a spray. Take my end paper, and I'm gonna repeat my process all over again. So the point in which you want to do this is you really want to over direct that hair, and you really want to make sure that you are keeping that hair nice and straight. At all times, that hair needs to stay taut on that roller, and slowly move it to an over direction placement on the canvas block. Again, small tines facing the block, large tine facing the hair. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. You'll review our next video, which will show you the hairpiece actually totally completed.